Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about if you should wait 10 more years to retire if you meet these 4 criteria. So let's jump into those. The first one being if you are not in love with your job and what you're doing, if it's not fulfilling, that's the first criteria where you need to say, let me have a little second thought here.
Yeah, because if you are being fulfilled by your job, then it does make sense to keep working because you do need that fulfillment in life. Even in retirement, you will need to find things that fulfill you. So if you are getting extreme fulfillment from your job, then you probably need to keep working that. Otherwise, you're going to have kind of this void, this empty hole. But I know for most of us, it's not actually the job that was fulfilling us. It might have been the relationships. It wasn't actually the work. So you do need to think long and hard about, is it actually the job that I love, or was it just being a part of something else? Because you can be a part of something else, but you don't really want to leave a job behind that you actually love.
Yeah, and that's really fulfilling. And there are those instances, but those are actually more rare than you think because, like you said, you're drawing more from your experiences at that job and from your relationships at that job rather than it actually being fulfilling.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people also mistake the act of something. Like I was a photographer and I was fulfilled by photography. That was my job, but I can also do photography while I'm traveling, so I can also be fulfilled by that. It wasn't specifically related to my job, so I wouldn't say that my job was doing the fulfillment in that case. The next one is going to be if you don't have someone you are responsible for a long-term care or taking financial care of afterwards. So this could be health issues that you're trying to stay back and help someone for, or you need to make more money than the normal person because you're supporting someone else financially. That could be another reason why maybe you should keep working if you really don't even want to.
Yeah, and this is kind of a unique situation if you're caring for a loved one that needs more like long-term care or needs more financial stability or assistance. Then you really need to take a second look at that. But if that's not the case and you don't need to kind of set that money aside, then you really should be looking at maybe walking away.
Yeah, so then the third criteria, we got the first 2 down. If you're not fulfilled with your job and you're not really taking care of anybody, what is your financial place right now? And that's what we got to look at. And we want you to measure this by the world standards, not by those of the upper class in America. Because if you're looking at traveling the world full time, that is really the benchmark. It's not really how do I compare to the rest of the people in Santa Monica, California, which maybe you don't compare that favorably to them, but you compare really well favorably to the rest of the people in the world, and you're gonna be just fine. So kind of our criteria is if you have $1 million in assets, then you meet the criteria because you can take those assets, put them in the stock market. It's not that hard to get 6% dividend rate off of that, which would be $60,000 per year or $5,000 per month. It is fairly easy to live on $5,000 a month if you are traveling the world. Our budget is $4,000 a month, so we do know that that can be done. Insurance, all that other stuff, traveling back and forth to the U.S., all included in our $4,000 per month budget. If you want to see what that looks like, we do have other videos on the channel that show you our budget every single month, how much money we're spending, how much money we are making. So if you have $1 million or $1 million worth of assets, that's one thing. The next criteria could be you could only have $500,000 in assets, but you're willing to do a few side hustles along the way. We didn't have $1 million in assets. We had some money, but we said to ourselves, we're willing to do some stuff as we go. So we were doing some blogging, we did some YouTube, and it's all turned into working out just fine. And then the last category would be you have really no assets, and there's a lot of people in that place, but you are willing to work towards a stable $4,000 per month passive income, which is also very, very doable. A lot of the people that we know are doing that, we're making well over $4,000 a month on YouTube, just on this channel most months. We have several other channels that are also making over that, so it's very, very doable. We have got a course and a community for YouTube people that lets them learn how to do this. Several people in there are already monetized and on their way to the $4,000 per month passive income.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of the game changer here, the equalizer, because it's not something that you're working so hard on. You know, you can retire from what you've been doing and do something like this, and it's not something that you have to spend, 40 hours a week on. It's quite minimal, and we actually go over that in our YouTube course and kind of share how to, bring down the amount of time that you spend on it and kind of walk you through the whole process. We do have a link to the course down in the description if you want to check that out. But this is really a key factor, like I said, an equalizer in this, that if you're not in those, top two categories and you don't have the assets and you don't have a ton already coming in, then you can build that stable kind of side hustle passive income that you can draw from and keep still your monthly budget at a very reasonable number.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be anything. It could be many other fields. You could be doing a side hustle to get $4,000 a month of income. That's just the one that works the best for most people. So that's the third criteria: financial stability to make this last for the long term, and to be able to do this not just for a year or two, but to support yourself doing it as long as you would like to continue doing it. And then the fourth criteria is that you've always dreamed of seeing the world. Now, some people just don't like to travel. That is a foreign thought to us, but a lot of people do. And if you've dreamed of seeing the world and you meet the three criteria above this, it may be time to consider doing something before that time is up.
Yeah, and it's cliche, but it is an actual true statement in that you are running out of time every day. And you cannot afford to waste that time because you cannot predict where you will be, health-wise, money-wise, like everything. You just have to take advantage of the opportunities that you have before you. And honestly, if you're sitting around looking up places to go on vacation, or if you turn on your computer and you're looking up, ooh, where was that picture from? Then you probably have dreamt about seeing the world. So you fall into this fourth spot of this criteria.
Yeah, we've been talking to a lot of people since we got home back to America, and the overwhelming theme of that is people telling us, I wished I had done this sooner. I wished I had started a YouTube channel sooner. I wished I hadn't worked so long. Very few people, it's never happened actually, have said to us, I wish I had worked longer. I don't think we've ever heard that in all the years we've traveled. We meet a lot of people who are retired because we roll into a city and we just meet people. They're there, the same places we are, same condos, same beaches, and we talk to people. No one's ever said, I wish I'd worked 4 more years and then done this. Everybody says, I wish I'd done this a year or two earlier because I was fine. I was just being overly cautious. So that's kind of our criteria there. If you aren't getting that fulfillment, because you do need fulfillment, it's super important. You do need fulfillment, but maybe the retirement travel will be your fulfillment. You do need to take care of people that you're responsible for, and you do need to be financially stable. All important things. But if those things are in check, then it's time to go see the world.
Exactly, guys. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If you have questions, leave those for us down in the comment section, and we'll see you guys next time.